What an absolute calamity! How's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with a post-match live reaction for you for the game. Man United have just lost to Crystal Palace 2-1 at Old Trafford in the Premier League. I mean, seriously, these lads, they need to look at themselves in the old cojones department, don't they? Have they got the bottle? Have they got the bollocks? My guess would be not that much. Couple of sun-dried raisins down there for most of these boys out on the pitch, I must say. I mean, let's get into it. I mean, where do we begin? I mean, the fact is we lost to bloody shitty Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. I don't care if we're a team in transition. I don't care if Ole Gunnar needs time to work with these players. I don't care if these defenders are coming in here and they're new signing and they need time to bed in. I don't care. We're still a better team than Crystal Palace. So what's going wrong? What's going wrong to cause this at Manchester United? 4 points out of a possible 9 now. That is the shit start to the Premier League campaign. It's a truly shit start to the Premier League campaign. I'm sorry, we could have all been positive about 7 out of 9, couldn't we? Not 4 out of shitty 9 when we're playing Wolves and Crystal Palace and out of those 3 teams as well. I mean, I'm gutted with the performance. I'm gutted with the lack of bottle, the lack of cutting edge. Sure, the officiating was awful, god awful in that game. But what about the bottle? What about the bottle? Bollocks from the lad. What about the creativity in the centre of the park? There wasn't any. You know, McTominay and Pogba, they've had another couple of poor games. Bloody Pogba, the log, at the end of the pit, end of the game, giving the ball away, which led to their counter-attack and ultimately to us losing that game. And that's all from Paul Pogba. That's all from Paul Pogba. Unfortunately, being shit. I'm sorry. Too inconsistent. I thought it was okay in the game up until then. But are you telling me that is that guy deserved to be a World Cup winner? Truly god-awful, that bloke. I'm sorry, I don't want to jump on him, but his moment at the end of the game is what has led to us ultimately losing that game. Sorry, that's what it is. Now, there's other contributors to the shit performance. Of course, worse contributors than Paul Pogba. Pogba did okay at times today. Still didn't set the world alight. Never once looked like justifying that transfer fee or the wages that he's paid, but still did okay. Now, let's talk about the other players in the team that had a bloody absolute double daymare. Sort your life out, Victor Lindelof. I knew that it was just going to be a matter of time before this twat dwindles off. Victor Lindelof. No, honestly though, look, I don't want to get too hard on the players now. It's the start of the season, but, I mean, come on, where's the bottle and the cojones? And you've got to cut the silly errors out of the game. What's the most frustrating thing about this is their 2 goals. The 2 goals that they scored today. What did they come from? It came from shit Manchester United defending. It came from mistakes. The first one, the ball over the top from the goalkeeper. It's easy peasy, easy pie to just clear that away. But Victor Lindelof finds himself planted. He can't get an aerial challenge in. And it goes through to Jordan Ayew. And Jordan Ayew's one-on-one with the keeper and takes it brilliantly. That was absolutely shocking defending from Victor Lindelof. And then after that, there was a moment where he almost gifted them a second goal as well. So Victor Lindelof's had a shite game today. Look, he's been good recently. He's looked great recently. I understand it. I think he's got a good future at United. And Harry Maguire's just come in. The defence is a new look defence. You know, Luke Shaw got injured in that game. Ashley Young's come on. Maybe the chemistry, maybe the understanding, it's just not there. But come on, you're talking about basic mistakes. I mean, Phil No Bones Jones would have been proud of that error. He really would have. That was shocking. So, if you can't do that, I don't understand how you are a Premier League defender. Because, in all honesty, I'm not being funny, but if you stuck me there in that moment, I would have definitely had done a better job of winning that ball. And that's led to the goal. So, Victor Lindelof, I'm sorry, he's just been caught napping, been caught sleeping, found himself planted. It was absolutely shocking. I'm disgusted by that. I'm disgusted by the defensive errors throughout the team. The 2 goals, Paul Pogba, I mean, how are you going to dawdle on it like that, Paul? He's done something, he's tried to be too clever. That bit of play summed up Paul Pogba. Bit of a flash. He's done a flash turn, like a Cruyff turn to try and get away from 2 midfielders that are closing him down. He gets away from one, but he runs right into the bloody other one. And the other one takes the ball off him, gets his head up, plays a pass. Wilfried Zaha gets it, plays in Van Aanholt, 2-1 at the end of the game there. I mean, that's all from Paul Pogba being a complete dawdling mess of a player for United. That's all from Paul Pogba being a mess out there for United. Not doing the simple thing. Not popping it off to a teammate easily. Keep it simple. You know, Paul Scholes never did shit like that. He never tried to be a flash bastard like that and lose possession and ultimately lose the game because you're trying to be too flashy. He never did. He never did. So, I'm sorry, like, I'm done with the lad. Okay, like I wanted him to be good, but last couple of games he's looked so poor. His head may be elsewhere, I don't know, but you don't do that. You don't do that at the end of the game when you're representing United. Show that extra flash attitude. Try and beat two defenders with a very tricky little turn, a cute turn, only to give the ball away and lose the game. I mean, that just sums up Paul Pogba's career, really. Overly flash, doesn't keep it simple, and leads to a lot of mistakes for United. I thought it was very, very poor. Very poor performance from Paul Pogba. His teammate next to him, McTominay, also a gashed performance from the lad. Lacking confidence, lacking bottle. I wasn't happy with what I saw from him in that game. Now, recently he's been decent for us, and I do think he's got a future. I'm not going to jump on Scott McTominay just yet. He's young, he's got age on his side. He's going to get better. He's got a lot of improving to do, though, because based on that performance, he was bang bloody average. He really was. Hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear, lads and lasses. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Should have probably checked that before I started talking absolute cod on here. But yeah, I mean, where do we start? Where do we start? The creativity, the fluidity from United was just not there today. We weren't able to really break Palace down. And when you're unable to break down that freaking Roy Hodgson's team, I was going to call him something very horrible there. But when you break down that twat's team, they're bloody useless. And the fact we couldn't break them down just goes to show you the struggle that United are going to have this season. We didn't strengthen the players that we needed in the summer in certain key areas. I think that is absolutely obvious now, especially with a couple of injury problems that occurred today. Luke Shaw's gone off injured. We had to bring Ashley Young on. Nice one. Great to see Ashley plunge back in the side, Ollie. Brought Ashley Young on. Who else, Who else? People picking up knocks. Jesse Lingard started the game again. Don't understand that. I mean, Ollie's selection today, he got it wrong. He just got it wrong. I don't want to jump on Ollie Gunnar and know he needs time. He absolutely needs time. I want him to have that time. He's a United legend. I've seen some good stuff from him. I've also seen some bad stuff, but he needs time. Rome wasn't built in a day, so Alex Ferguson didn't become the best manager of all time overnight. It took a few years of failure before United really got going. Now, Ollie Gunnar, though, it's a different time. He's going to have to get this United side playing better football than that anyway, because we weren't up against a Man City or a Barcelona or anybody like that. We're up against Crystal Palace, man. They haven't beaten us in the Premier League ever. Until today. 28 years, is it? Since 1992. 28 years. 27 years. Holy shit. It's an absolute disgrace to lose to Palace then, isn't it? Any United team. I mean, how shit do you have to be to lose for the first time ever against Crystal Palace in the top flight in the Premier League? How shit of a performance do you have to put in? That's what I want to know. Well, it was obvious, wasn't it? Look at the performance out there on the pitch. Let's talk about the lads up top there. Let's talk about the bottle merchants up top there. These lads here behind me. This guy, Martial, barely in the game. Now, I don't want to criticise him too much, but he's going to have to start being that goal scorer for us. His movement was off today. Yeah, he had that good moment in the build-up that won us that penalty. Other than that, he was basically the invisible Martial out there. Right? This guy, this pigeon-faced guy, Jesse Lingard. Why was he playing? Why did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer select him? I don't understand that. He was poor last game. He's not the right player to be playing against teams like Crystal Palace or Wolves who are maybe going to keep numbers behind. You need someone to unlock a tight defence. No, he's a presser. That's all he can do. He's not a good footballer. Bring Mata on. Play Mata from the start, or play Pereira or Gomez or somebody else. Anybody else. Somebody younger, somebody hungrier perhaps. Not Jesse Lingard after showing poor form. So I think that's a real gobshite attitude from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer there to select Jesse Lingard in the side again after a shocking performance, and just what I thought happened, he put in another shocking performance. You know why? Because he's bang bloody average as Jesse. Sorry. He's basically, sometimes I think he plays like Jesse Pinkman. He's on the crystal meth out there. He's headless. I don't know what he's thinking. He's so ineffective at times. By the way, sorry I don't have the hat on today. It's so hot in England right now. I'm absolutely sweating my titties off. So you have to forgive me. So sorry about the man bun and all that. But look, I'm more sorry about United's situation right now. I'm more sorry about the lack of quality we got. I'm more sorry that the Glazers didn't put their hands in their pockets during the summer transfer window and strengthen the shite midfield we've got and get us a backup striker and get us another winger, because any injury problems occur like a couple did today, crikey, we are going to be even more fucked, aren't we? Sorry for my language, but it's true. We United playing Crystal Palace at home at Old Trafford. We spent only 150 million in the transfer window. That's all. Do you know what I mean? And Crystal Palace, who've they got? They got Wilfried Zaha and a bunch of bang average blokes. Let's be real now. Okay, Van Aanholt got the end. Yeah, Jeffrey Schlupp. They're bang average, okay? So what does that mean for our team? As a team, let's forget the individual parts within the machine. Let's look at the team as a whole unit. It's not a good team, is it? They don't have the character, a lot of these players. I'm looking at Pogba in the centre half. There was no need to dawdle on it like that. That sums his Manchester United career out. How many times have I said to you, he is the biggest dawdler on the ball ever and always gets dispossessed and the ball taken off him, and it leads to problems. Well, today it led to the biggest problem of all. It led to them winning the game with a late winner. So, as far as somebody who's supposed to be a leader out there in the centre of the park, as far as somebody who's supposed to create for United and who's supposed to have a positive impact out there, he's failed on all fronts today because he's gifted them the win. And the first goal was a complete defensive mistake from Lindelof. So, look, those two players to me stand out as being the worst performers today, but take the key moments out of the game. Rashford was pretty garbage. Let's be real. Take the penalty out of it. I'm not even talking about him missing the penalty. That was as close to scoring a penalty you can get without actually scoring. It was a decent attempt. I know he's hit the post, so he's not that decent of an attempt, but you know what I mean. Fractions in it there. Take that out of it. He was quite ineffective. Worrying. Very worrying. When he's got pace for days, when he's supposed to have trickery for days, and he can't beat Crystal Palace's defence very easily at all. We lacked creativity. We lacked a final product. Couldn't get anything into Martial. Martial was isolated out of the game a lot of the times. Daniel James, positive. Positive from Daniel James. Kept working, kept running his socks off. Moved over to the left-hand side, looked better in the second half then. He scored that wonder goal. And that's what it was. And it would have been a very important goal for United if it even just got us the point. Because it was a late goal. It was a fantastic bit of skill from the lad. Look, I know, I think Pogba had a hand in. Did he have a hand in setting up the goal? So fair play. It's not like it was totally terrible. But you always see the two sides of Paul Pogba out there. That's what I'm saying. He's not just consistently good. He's not just like a Carrick who's, okay, never mesmerising, but always solid. No, he's even in games. One moment he's great. One moment he's shit. One game he's fantastic. The next week he's bloody god-awful. So I just don't think it is going to work out for Paul Pogba at Manchester United. I think he'll probably be moving in January. And when that happens, I won't be that bothered about it because I want people in there who are not going to do stupid, ridiculous mistakes like he did at the end of that game there. I'm sorry, that was just childish. It was juvenile. It was immature. It's something that, not even the youth players you'd see them doing. You don't hold on to the ball and Cruyff turn into an area where you don't even know who's there. And then it's just very basic stuff from Paul Pogba, so I don't get that at all. Now, the rest of the team, the back line, I mean, Luke Shaw's gone off injured. Before that, he looked gash. Ashley Young's come on. He actually did okay, Ashley Young. I'm not going to criticise Ashley Young too much, but he is gash though, isn't he? And then Lindelof, man, somebody who we thought, oh, finally he's turned that corner. He's the new Vidic. What does he do? He literally defends like my freaking one-legged uncle, mate. He can't jump. He doesn't get the jump on that goal kick over the top. Why not? He's just planted to the ground, man. He was doing his best Fellaini impression. I really don't understand what, how he managed to make such a hash of that and gift them the opening goal there, but he did. Harry Maguire, I thought, has actually looked pretty good today. He was trying to make stuff happen for us. He was trying to make stuff happen from the back in that second half, where large parts of the game we were camped in their half. And we didn't have much creativity, but any sort of creativity we did have was coming from Harry Maguire. It was coming from the back. He was finding the diagonal passes out to Daniel James on the left, or out to Wan-Bissaka on the right. Harry Maguire looked pretty good today. I like that. It was good. But it still wasn't amazing, but he didn't seem to have that whole much to do, which I suppose means he put in a good performance as a defender. David De Gea, maybe at question for the second goal at the end of the game there, beaten at the near post, but really, the chance should never come. The chance should never come. Oh, I mean, right, okay, that's the team. That's the team taken care of. Now, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, buddy, I love you, Ole, I truly do. One of my heroes growing up as a player, you don't get any more iconic to me than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Nobody's a nicer human being to me than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But look, Schmeagol, you're going to have to start managing the game better. You're going to have to see, oh, you know what, Jesse Lingard was dog turd average last week. Let's not start in this game. Oh, I've decided to start Jesse Lingard. Guess what? He's put in 60 minutes of being dog turd average again. I'm going to rip him off the pitch and put somebody on who's not completely shite. That's what he needs to do. But he doesn't. That's so frustrating. It so frustrates me today, that. And if anybody was watching I did a live stream today for the Full-Time Devils. If anybody watched that, thanks for getting involved there. I was hoping it was going to be like a, like a real positive stream. In the end, I've just spent the last half an hour moaning because Manchester United were that shit. So, yeah, it stressed me out. It really stressed me out, that game. The performance completely off. I mean, I think the overall team performance was just not what you'd expect from a United side at home at Old Trafford against Crystal Palace. You'd expect a lot more penetration, a lot more creativity, a lot more finesse in front of goal as well. Because take Daniel James's moment out of it, man, they were a bunch of headless chickens out in the final third. In terms of taking opportunities, in terms of sticking chances away, anything we did create, we bottle-jobbed. It was truly terrible. Right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I can see there's a bunch of you tuning in. If you are tuning in live, do us a favour, smack a cheeky little like on this video, subscribe to the channel. I've actually got work at 6 o'clock tonight, so I've been doing a bit of work this morning and done the Full-Time Devils stream. Come on here for my post-match, just to give you my thoughts and opinions on the shite fest that is Manchester United at the moment. And then I've got to piss off to work as well, driving around for about 5 hours. So I've had a shit day today, and it's getting shitter. That's all I was going to say. Right, let's have a look at your comments then, guys, because I've only got 10 minutes, and then I've got to get ready, and I've got to, like, somehow have, like, a shower in a can or something, because I'm just sweating so bad, and I don't have time to have an actual shower. Sharath Bilagri comments, same old. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is going to take time for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but there's really, United have got some serious problems when you cannot beat Crystal Palace, who are a bang average team. And we have had time, and he has had time now. Look, he's not had a lot of time. He's not had Jose time or money to be able to strengthen the side, but he's still strengthened it. And he's still got players capable, that should be capable, of beating Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. The team selection today, compare it with Palace's. We beat them in not every department, but we beat them in a lot of departments. Now, it's sad to say that, because a couple of years ago, United would beat Palace in every department on the pitch. But on paper, we don't even do that anymore. But the game's not played on paper, it's played on the pitch. And unfortunately, today on the pitch, we were just completely Moisey-esque. It was truly terrible. Like, the lack of creativity in the final third was the most worrying thing for me. Because you've got all these attacking talents up there, people like Martial and Rashford and James. We didn't see a whole lot from them. We really didn't. I know James got that goal, but other than that, we didn't see a whole lot from them in terms of really ripping them open, in terms of creation and taking opportunities. And I think a lot of it does come from the fact we've just got a bang average midfield. We've got a bang average midfield. McTominay's not the ready-made article yet. Far from it. He's going to have a learning curve. He's going to put in poor performances here and there. He's going to have to learn on the job, so to speak. Paul Pogba, on the other hand, there's no excuses for Paul Pogba. From me. He's a World Cup winner. He's a seasoned player. He's experienced. He's in the peak years of his professional career. He should not be doing stupid mistakes like that one at the end there, which has cost us the game. He shouldn't be doing that, man. Look, I don't want to make it about Paul Pogba. I don't. I really don't. I want him to do good. I do. He makes it about himself, though. He does it himself, makes it about himself, because of his shite performances that he puts in every week. Look, okay, here and there he's great. Next game we'll probably score a bloody hat-trick. It doesn't interest me. I want somebody who's consistent at United. I don't want somebody who puts in a great performance one week and then looks like, you know, Carlton Palmer the next week. I don't want that. I want a consistent performer. Pogba's never going to be that man. He's too inconsistent. He's only motivated half the time. I think he's got one foot out the door anyway. I don't think he truly wants to stay at United. It's not been a good time while he's been at United for the poor lad. Sorry, not for the poor lad, for the bloody rich, spoiled lad. That's what it actually is. You know, it just sickens me that this United side has such a shite midfield. I was talking to my brother yesterday about it, and he actually had the audacity to tell me that Paul Pogba would have got in the 99 Champions League, sorry, the 99 squad, not even the Champions League final where we had to play Beckham in there and stuff. I don't even mean that. He told me to got in there. And I was like, you're taking the absolute piss. Look at what we had back in the day. We had the guile, the grit, the bottle with people like Roy Keane and Nicky Butt even. I'd take Nicky Butt over Paul Pogba all day of the week. We had Scholesy, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Metronome, tick things over in the centre of the park there. Really, really control the game for Manchester United. Never dawdle on it, never give the ball away, never do stupid Cruyff turns into the opposition's feet. That's what Paul Scholes said. Look at our midfield then compared to, it's laughable. McTominay and Pogba. No wonder we're getting battered by Crystal Palace though. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the reason. Because they're shit in the midfield. We've improved the defence. Okay, Lindelof's had a mare. But we've improved the defence. I expected him to put that behind him now. He's done well recently. He's improved. He made one error. Defenders are going to make errors. Maguire's going to make it. Everyone's going to make errors. Wan-Bissaka's going to make an error at some point too. He hasn't done it really yet though, but he will. It's about the midfield, I think. The problem really comes from the midfield. If you had Paul Scholes in there and Roy Keane's giving you that defensive stability. Box to box. He's winning it back. He's taking it forward. He's finding a pass. He's giving it to Paul. Paul Scholes is threading that ball in. He's looking for that ball over the top. And we're effective. Now, if you take the playmaker out, if you take the creation out of the team, what do you get? You're just left with a back line, which is inviting pressure onto it. And you're left with a strike force who are not getting the chances created enough for them. That's all you're left with. So that's where the biggest problem is for United. I said it in the last game. I expected a better performance from United today. Foolishly, I don't know why. I expected United would somehow manage to beat Crystal Palace at Old Trafford with World Cup winner Pogba in the centre of the park there and Rashford up top and Marcio up top. I expected us to be able to do it. But turns out Man United are just shit at the moment. Now, I know it's only one game, but it was really that bad. Right, guys, thank you to everybody who's tuning in. Do us a favour if you're in here. Smash a cheeky little like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Super chat from Alex Rudd. Thank you for stopping by on the Full-Time Devil stream as well and keeping me company, Alex, who says commiserations. Thank you, Alex. I mean, yeah, I know you're probably only saying that with a smile on your face, pal, but I'll take it. I'll take it. We need the commiserations right now because that was truly gash-tastic, as Paul Tembo comments also. Thank you very much. Herman Tape comments, sell Pogba. I mean, at this point, I would be glad to see the back of him. At this point, sorry, like, okay, I wanted it to work out, but too many errors. It's never going to happen for Pogba at United. Sorry, I want it to. It's never going to happen for him. He's too inconsistent. He doesn't do his role properly. He doesn't play to the letter enough. And what I mean by that is, I'm sure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said to these lads, don't freaking dawdle on it. But what does he do? He has to try a little piece of flashery, a little piece of skill, only for it to then lead to their goal. I mean, that's textbook Pogba right there. It really is. Bloody Paul Logba in the centre park, barely moving around there. DJ Fergus, how you doing, mate? Comments depressed. You're not the only one, buddy. What a depressing game of football. 4 points from 9 points in the Premier League now. It's a shitter of a start to the campaign. We're lucky Frank Lampard's Chelsea are bloody shite. That's what I'm saying, because, you know, on paper, a game against any Chelsea side is difficult. Imagine if we'd have got 1 point from 9. The pressure would have been on. Well, I'll tell you something. The pressure is massively on now. The pressure is massively on now. There's no taking your foot off the gas now. We've got to turn the corner now. We've got to make it work. We've got to win immediately. Southampton come up. We've got to win immediately, because you don't want to get in the position where we've lost or we haven't won a few games on the bounce, and you know, then it becomes the pressures on the players. It's in the back of their heads that the manager is maybe not doing the stuff that he would ordinarily do because he's forcing a situation to try and make something happen. That often doesn't work out very well. We saw that a lot last year. Yeah, I mean, it's very worrying times, guys, isn't it? Very worrying times indeed. Sharaf Beligri comments, pathetic display. That it was, my friend. God Cheese comments, David Decarius. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about De Gea at the end there, because that was a shoddy bit of goalkeeping, like beating at the near post. I know the chance shouldn't come. But I thought you were better than that, David. Supposed to be the captain now as well. Faris Jahari comments, Pig, please call upon Roy Keane and King Cantona and tell them to bring their baseball bats. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, if we had those guys around, there's no way that they'd be putting up with this sort of play and behaviour from people like Paul Pogba. Imagine what Roy Keane would have done, not even said, would have done to Paul Pogba after this game, after he's seen him gift possession away, which led to the goal. Imagine! Can you imagine? I mean, he'd probably be drinking his breakfast through a bloody straw tomorrow. But I like that. That's what we need. We need a bit of bottle. We need leaders in there. We need guile. Gungshi with a super chat. Thank you very much for stopping by here, buddy. Commented with a super chat and says, what an absolute shambles. Sick of this rubbish week after week. Loved your commentary on FTD though, Pig. Good job. Thank you very much, Gungshi. A little bit hot and bothered under the collar actually on FTD there, because I was hoping it was going to be a good game from United, which it wasn't. And also, I was hoping that it wouldn't be so bloody hot. I just felt like I was under these studio lights just sweating my tits off the entire time, which I still am. But I appreciate everybody who did take the time to tune in on Full-Time Devils. It was nice that they asked me to, you know, go on there and do the watch along. Unfortunately, there were some issues because, you know, the game wasn't on UK TV. So, you know, it did an alright job in the end of getting a stream and stuff that worked okay. but the start of it, we were 5 minutes late on it. So it's a bit of a calamity, but either way, you know, I did my best. So thank you very much for your support there, Gungers. Much appreciated. And for your super chat. And I fully agree, like, I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. I'm sick of this rubbish. Now's the time to play some bloody football, really. We need to just work on the fundamentals. Put the younger players in there. You know, I don't want an experienced World Cup winner if he's going to make amateurish mistakes like he did today and have no real creativity in the game. I'd rather Angel Gomez, a good, young, creative, hungry player. I'd rather Chong, a good, young, creative, hungry player, given the opportunities. And I fully mean that. I really hope that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer makes a statement in the next game, drops Lingard, you know, drops Pogba, changes McTominay out, just does something different. I don't want to see him selecting the same team just based on names, based on what he thinks is the best team. Let's see what the players can do based on performance. That's all I'm saying. I think that's very key. I've never liked managers who only pick players based on reputation. It should be picking players based on performance. Alex Rincon, thank you very much, Alex, for all your help recently, mate. Comments, gutted. I know, I mean, it's a gutter, that one, really. It's just... It would have been positive if we'd have won that one. 7 out of 9, 7 points out of 9. We'd have been feeling pretty good with that one. Like, yeah, okay, we can possibly get top 4 this season. But with the start we've had, I mean, it doesn't bode well, does it? It's not like we've got other people to call on, really, either. I'd have rather seen Fred in there today than McTominay, personally, because of McTominay's poor performance last game. But I understand what Ollie was doing, keeping the faith in him in particular. Not with Lingard, though. He should have been dropped. And then, you know, Matic, it's like we don't really have anybody better to come in. So give it to the young lads. That's what I say. That's the only way this team's going to get that hunger back, I think. I think we've just paying prima donnas too much money to give a toss about their hair a bit too much and who are not 100% focused on the job at hand, which is really playing for United. Whether Paul Pogba is going to be leaving in the summer, I don't know, or in January, but... You know, based on what he's done so far, I wouldn't be bothered. I really would not be bothered if that happened at all. Thanks to everybody who's sending in comments. I'm going to have to wrap this one up very soon, though. You know I could stay on here and talk for an hour like I do, but I've got to just get really quickly ready for work. I'm going to read out Jarvis Cocker's comment here. Thank you, Jarvis, for the super chat as well. He says, PIG, I told you Rashford was off today. Missed a pen and didn't track back on Van Aanholt's goal. Crap in both ends. Heaven knows I'm miserable now. Yeah, I mean, I may have missed the tracking back part for the second goal, so thank you for bringing that up. I thought Rashford was off today. He didn't really look at the races. He wasn't good creatively. Missed that penalty, of course. It's a big knock to the confidence for Rashford. After a really good start against Chelsea and a big boost to the confidence, it's just been taken away now. Completely taken away. Same with Martial. It's like that performance is just not going to benefit anybody in this team. Do you know what really pisses me off as well? I did a fucking rap diss track saying we're going to batter Palace 3-0. I predicted before the game 3-0, and what happens? The twats beat us 2-1 at Old Trafford. The first time they've ever beaten United in the Premier League. That's how shit we are. Right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Just a few shout-outs at the end here. I've got to go. I'd love to stay and berate these players a bit more and berate this team a bit more. But I've got to go. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in. I can see Abby, Ibby, I can see Steph Harringtonio, I can see Little Z, Ryan, The Music Fiend, Silly Rabbit, everyone else, Rincon Rudd, Gungshi, Jarvis, everyone else who's taken the time to super chat or send a comment in, Ren Chan, etc., Forever Red Knight 97. Thank you guys so much for getting involved with the live stream on FTD today and also this post-match analysis, if that's what you want to call it. Of the Crystal Palace game. I mean, it was truly shocking. 3 points dropped. We've lost to the Eagles, man. We've lost to Crystal... I'm almost laughing because it's never really happened. We haven't lost to... Well, there you go. We haven't lost to Crystal Palace in the Premier League era. Goes to show you how shit we are then. Right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. iPoddy24. You don't think I've forgotten you. Music Fiend, Gary Wells, Abby, Alan Cold, Rachel Wolf, everybody else, thanks so much for getting involved with the stream. Smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Maybe we've picked up a couple more subscribers who have followed me over from Full-Time Devil. So shout out to you. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by on this channel. And I'll keep you up to date with everything Manchester United. But yeah, what more is there to say? I mean, tomorrow is a bit tricky for me to do a edited Q&A Sunday, but I'll get on here and have a bit more of a breakdown of the game, kind of like a Monday analysis episode, and I'll have more time tomorrow to, chat and interact with everybody. So thank you so much for getting involved. I'll see you soon anyway. This has been the Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy, sort your bloody lives out, United. Ollie Gunner, it's time to act like a professional manager and manage the game a bit better, make some more intelligent selections based on form. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to criticise him too much. It's early days, it's a transitional period, but he's got to start learning. He's got to start adapting in-game. And then the players we've got, absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. A few of them anyway. We need to 100% have a clear out, 100% get some better players in January. The Glazers really didn't make it easy for Ole Gunnar this season, so they've got to be held accountable. Woodward shit at his job. They need to pull the finger out. If they could do their job, it would make Ole Gunnar's job a heck of a lot easier. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. This is the Pig on Flying Pig, and I take it easy and have yourselves a good one. Sort your bloody lives out, United. Honestly, what was that? It was a complete shower of gash.